Holy Moses, we're back to get loose almighty once again. Yes, we've had enough of work in Jesus, so tonight we're playing God and deciding which beverage lives and which beverage dies. Although I don't think God would be a very apt description of me personally. I'm more of a deity or a weakety, although I do prefer a strong brew. Welcome to the I'm Running Out of Ideas podcast. No, silly, that's next week. Right now, it's time for the Lager Logs. Points of View with Tom and Stu. I'm Tom, he's Stu. Say hello, Stu.
Hello.
Woo, that's right. If you hadn't guessed this evening, we're pitting two fierce ales, liver to liver, in a dynamic duel to the death. So stay tuned to find out which one of your favourite barbarians comes out on top and which lands on the bottom. I'm guessing the latter is probably landing bitter side up. Stu.
Oh, Tom.
Are you looking forward to sinking your teeth into some beguiling brew tonight, my little gladiator? Or is it going to be a crock of shit?
Oh, you got me. Who knows? I was definitely hesitant. It's like, oh, stronger ales. This is him slapping me in the puss for shoving craft shite in his face for the last 6 weeks. Like, have marshmallows, have salted caramel, like hazy. Is it right? Here's some old oak aged vintage, ya cunt.
I wouldn't do something like that. Honestly, I promise. Yeah. As Stu was hinting at this episode, we're having a spin on a couple of English strong ales. We're taste testing Adnams Broadside and Old Crafty Hen. The latter enjoyed its previous spot on the show so much it's been clucking here, there, and everywhere. Desperate for another appearance. You saw that coming, didn't you?
Yeah.
The time has finally come, but not until later, as first out of the gate tonight is the weaker of our pairing, Adnams Broadside. So, here we go. Stu, I mean, we know, look at it, in all its glory. We know you sampled Hen, but have you had any of Adnams' back catalogue?
I haven't. No,
Haven't.
I feel like I did have something similar, but I think we spoke about it a few weeks ago. It was the Shipyard Brewing or Shipyard Beers.
Yes. Are you talking about the
I think it might be
Sharps
an APA.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, sorry, the one that I had, mate. Sorry, the
Yeah.
Shipyard Brewing. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think other than
I've
the
seen
boat.
that one about, and I had a no alcohol one during the summer. But I think it's just with the boat theme.
Yeah, other than the boat theme, I don't think there's any relation to the two, but they both have nice looking label art, so there's that.
Yeah.
Hopefully this one, very, very nautical. Hopefully this one will taste a little bit better than that one. That wasn't a bad one, but it kind of grew on me after a bit.
Yeah.
But this one should be straight away exceptional. I think that's my prediction. I'm hoping for you.
Good.
I'm hoping I'm praying for you. I don't come here to drink beer for pleasure or for me. It's for you. It's all for you, Stu. Have you poured it out yet? Or...
No.
so sorry, man. Putting you on the spot there.
Are we ready to sample this?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Is yours open?
Yeah. Did you not see me?
That was some magic off camera stuff.
About that. I was like, sleight of hand.
Even though I am choked with this fucking cold, I can clearly smell this beer.
Oh, nice one, man. Is it still coming through?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that classic kind of like raisiny, kind of syrupy, strong ale odor.
Like...
Look at that, dude. Woo, good pour, man. Right. Cheers, bud.
Cheers. For a second there, I thought, oh, Skype's frozen. But no, you were just taking a really long swig.
I was chugging, buddy. Yeah, it's lovely. It's one of my favourite strong ales. It's got that little hint of sweetness there, which I really like. but not
It
too overbearing.
puts me
Would
in
you
mind
reckon?
of like one of Broughton Ales, whether it's Old Jock or Wee Jock.
Yeah, I mean I don't know whether you sampled a lot of English strong ales. It should just be very similar. The English strong ale would be to the Scotch ale, but just
Yeah,
a little less sweetness. The Scotch ales tend
right.
to be a bit more sweeter.
Hmm.
Um,
This is quite nice.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, bud. I'm gonna fill in the party people about what's going on with Adnams. And yes, so this is Adnams Broadside, sitting at a sinful 6.3%. Now, bear with me because these guys have quite a large back history, so I'm going to give you just the greatest hits. Although founded in 1872 in Southwold, Suffolk, in good old England, by George and Ernest Adnams, the earliest recorded brewing on the site was actually in 1345. Some historical shit we're dealing with tonight. In 1943 came the arrival of their famous two-strain brewing yeast. And since 1970, until only around 15 years ago, the casks of ale were traditionally always carried to the 6 pubs of Southwold by horse and wagon. In 1993, Adnams Extra won the Champion Beer of Britain, and in 2004, they built a new distribution centre which features the UK's largest living roof, known as the Sky Garden.
Ah.
This beer in particular takes its inspiration from the famous 1672 sea battle of Sole Bay, when the Duke of York used Southwold as his headquarters. It probably says that on the back. To be fair, I should have had a
It
look.
does mention the
Uh,
commemorating the Battle of Sole Bay.
there we go. Yeah, and along with Broadside, the company offers Go Ship, which is like an American pale ale, which I have sampled. I wasn't really down with that one, and Explorer,
Mm.
an extra special bitter, and Tally Ho, it's bottled barley wine, alongside a ton of seasonal specialities.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really like this one. It's the beer I went mad on during Weatherspoon's 99p pint night they had
Ah,
over
yes.
here just before. I don't know where they had it on over your side of the pond, but they had it here just before the second lockdown, I think it was.
Yeah, aye, not to waste it here.
Uh, oh, brilliant, man. That was a pretty heavy one, to say the least. It's actually just a standard bitter on tap, funnily enough. It doesn't come with the same kick that
Right.
the bottle version does, but yeah, a bit of slightly weak taste, but still
Hmm.
very satisfying. So, our first topic of this evening, if you hadn't guessed already, I mean, we do it every show, guys. What's wrong with you? It's Last Beers Watch. Stu, what have you been having a blast on recently, guy? Fill me in.
Man, I thought I'd have a nice, clever little answer, but I don't. There's been pretty much sweet bugger all
Mm. Well, you've been a
after.
bit out for the count a little bit recently, haven't you? So
Yeah,
I don't blame you,
mixture
buddy.
of a shitty cold and a side of
Mm.
food poisoning really just
Good combo.
takes your appetite off
Very good combo.
food and drink in general, and it's spending my days like even just drinking water was shite. And they're like, you need to drink it so you can stay alive.
Gotta piss it out, man. Yeah, that's
And
kind of
then
how it works with the cold.
it's like half a packet of frubs and some water.
Treat
Just
yourself.
yeah, I was pushing it. But I did try at the weekend. It was like a family party. So I got a pint of Tennants.
Yeah.
I had one mouthful and thought that's disgusting. I can't have it.
What?
Yeah,
What?
just yeah, just well, saying I asked for half a pint because I thought, you know what, I'm still no quite there yet. Like I had a small like a tuna sandwich from the buffet. I tried a pie. The pie was too much.
Going
And it
all
just like
out.
it was fucking baby steps. So I'm just reduced back to a child's appetite. And then I thought, right, okay, go for half a pint. That's something you can manage. And the waiting, the lassie behind the bar mucked up, gave me a full pint, and I just like, ugh, I don't want this now.
They don't do half pints in Scotland, from what I've heard. I don't know what you were doing.
They
Asking
handed
for
it to me
something
in a fucking
foolish like
welly.
that.
What's going on? But I gave it a try. I had like a mouthful and I thought, nah, no there yet. So went back, had a look. It was like McEwen's export,
Oh,
but it was
oh.
out of stock. That had like a post-it note the second time I went back. It was just kind of your other typical lagers, but they had bottled Heineken, and I thought, Ken, that's no kind of steered me wrong before.
Mm.
And I managed about a third of that bottle before I had to give up on that as well.
Oh man, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those things because Nicole, it kind of kills your taste buds and you're blocked up in the
Yeah.
nose. You can't really
Aye.
enjoy it properly. So,
No,
you
so I've
might.
got a fridge full of beer of all these things I could try, but I know as soon as I open it, I'd have a mouthful. I'll either be like, nah, or I'll no taste what I want to taste from it, and I'll be disappointed. And I thought, shit, I'm just gonna have to take the week off.
Man, they'll be there waiting for you when you're back to firing on all cylinders again. So
Yeah,
don't worry about that, dude. How's this beer going down a bit
it
better
is.
than the tenants?
I'm tasting it. It's got a nice, strong, bold flavor, and
Yeah, man, it should be pushing through the block sinuses. I would
yeah,
think. That's awesome, man. I mean, well, it's not awesome. But you got plenty
yeah,
of awesome
happens to us
beer
all.
coming up, dude. Yes, and you're completely right. It's that time of the year. I had not a disappointing week, but I only got one in myself. So again, I'm having the same trouble we were talking about last episode, I think, or the episode before that, with just struggling to find things local that you
That
haven't
you
tried
haven't drank
before.
before. Jesus Christ, Tom.
So yeah, I've been trying to hit some more of the kind of corner shops and stuff to see what they had, and I tried Perla Miadowa.
Ah, I'm gonna use that as my excuse for next time I'm posting beer down to you. How the
That's
woman
the
in the Royal
reason.
Mail today said, that's dear beer. And I said, well, he's drank all the other beer in England, so I have
This
to
is
send him
the
Scottish stuff.
this is the only way I can get new stuff
Yeah.
in my body by importing it. And you got to do the dirty work, sadly. But I appreciate it, man. You're a good egg. You're a real good egg. Yes, this was a Polish honey beer. And Perla seems to be a staple of the kind of off-license corner shop. And I've never taken a gamble on any of this stuff, but there seems to be like a lot of different versions of it, a lot of different cans. And every single variety I've seen is always like 6 to 9%, and I've always been a bit like, I don't know, do I
Yeah.
do it? And I just thought, you know what, let's do it. The other night, it's time to sample it. Let's go for it. And yeah, this definitely does what it says on the tin. It's not just sweet; it's got a very authentic honey taste to it.
Yeah.
Which I haven't decided whether I like that yet or not,
Hmm.
or whether that's something I want from a beer. To be honest, I was kind of done after the one can, as it started to taste a little bit like corn on the cob to me. I don't know whether that was that classic
Right.
thing of putting something in your head and then you keep tasting that, but it was
Yeah.
sweet, but it was kind of like vegetable-y a little bit. It's hard to
Right.
describe, but it's a range that I'm going to try and keep my eye on and see if I can come across, the different variants, because there's like a lot of like strong beers and dark beers in there, and
Hmm.
we shall see. But yeah,
What was the brewing label again?
Perla.
Hmm.
And the version that I tried was Miodoa, which is the honey beer version.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep a lookout for the rest of this stuff.
Aye.
Probably
I had
like
gotten some honey beer for Father's Day, and it's called Hiver. That was like a blonde ale, a lager, and maybe a pale ale, and they're obviously all infused with honey as part of the
mm,
brewing process. I think it was only the blonde ale that was really good. The rest I could have done without. Because
yeah,
I
I
think
don't
okay, adding honey to everything doesn't always work, but
know. I don't know whether I think that might be my first honey beer. I can't think of one that I've tried before, but I don't know whether it's something that works for me. I don't know about
yeah,
you, but I don't think it quite clicked for me. But I'm open to other versions and seeing kind of if another brewery did one that maybe worked for me. So yeah, Stu, how is the beer, and how does it compare to its Scotch cousins you've tried flavor wise, like the many that
It
we've done
does.
on the show?
It does have a nice flavour. I've just glanced at the back label, and it mentions obviously how it's also much like a dark ruby red beer. And I thought maybe I was getting Hobgoblin,
Mm.
like maybe I was
King
confused.
Goblin kind of
Yeah,
vibes. I would say, yeah, definitely.
getting a taste of that, but it probably is around the same as Old Jock as well,
Yeah,
especially with
it's
the color that comes off it as well. It's definitely like strong dark beer.
definitely, yeah. I think it's definitely comparable to Old Jock, but it's got a bit more of like a toasty kind of nutty
Mm.
flavor to me, which I really like. And again, yeah, it's sweet, but it's got a little bit of faint sweetness. It's
Hmm.
not too much, which I really really like.
I'm even getting
Um,
fruitcake off of it.
yeah,
Maybe like sultanas or
100%, man. Like dates, sultanas, raisins,
yeah.
that end of the spectrum in terms of fruit. Brilliant, man. Glad you're digging it. But up next, it's bulked up and it's back to flex. Do you even drink, bro? It's Old Crafty Hen.
Are you happy with yourself?
Semi, semi. So I'm gonna crack this bad boy open. Off camera again, magically. Right, it's come back, buddy. It's back for revenge. This bad boy is. Smells good.
Okay.
Not quite as odorous, if that
Yeah,
is
I
a
don't
word,
smell
as the
anything
last
off of
one,
this one.
but still nice. Oh, it's just the sound of that pouring away. Lovely stuff. Mm. Just finishing off my broadside. Right. How's it look, bud?
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Looks a
Hmm.
bit lighter than broadside.
Yeah.
Still got a nice colour to it. Right. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Mm. Yeah, it's quite light. I mean, compared to the broadside.
Mm. Like toffee or caramel or something.
Yeah. There's a bit more of a zing to it, isn't there? Which is quite unexpected.
Hmm.
That might be due to the oak aging, but yeah, it's quite
Yeah. Aye.
light, a lot lighter than I expected for something that's kind of 6.5. But as we said on the show before, the alcohol content can be deceiving.
Hmm.
While we try and work this out, I'm going to fill the lovely listeners in. So here we have Old Crafty Hen, the strong ale variant of the classic extra special British bitter we covered all the way back at the beginning of season one. I think it was
Yeah.
episode 2 or 3.
Mhm.
I mean, look how much we've grown and matured since then. Like a good cheese, I would say.
A waistline.
This
It's grown.
this sits at a sensual 6.5%, and its history dates back to 1711 when John Morland set up the Morland Brewery in West Isley, Oxfordshire, catering initially to pubs in and around London, but it was in the 1860s that production was moved to Abingdon, the birthplace of Old Speckled Hen, which was created in 1979 when the MG Car Company asked the brewery to come up with a commemorative beer for their 50th anniversary celebration. And the beer, funnily enough, took its name from a paint-spattered MG Featherlight Saloon, which was the car used by the factory as a runaround, lovingly referred to as Old Speckled Hen. The draft version was launched in 1990, and it has been distributed by Green King since '99. The hen brewed includes the OG Speckled, Old
Right.
Golden Hen, it's golden beer, and Hen's Tooth, an even stronger ale, which I don't think existed last time we covered these guys. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely be tracking that down. Okay, topic 2. listeners' questions. I'm still working on that. It'll be perfected by last episode. Don't worry. So just to fill you guys in, what? So, seeing that this is our one before last episode, and for the season finale, we've got something a little bit different planned. We thought we'd mop up the last little remainders of our listeners' questions off the points of view plate and quickly smash through the last few. So, first off, shout out to the Beaver Pollard for entering our competition and offering up the brewery suggestion. Appreciate that, homie, but the rules were we'd a question, my guy. Maybe next time, but much appreciated anyway. And then on to one we didn't get to last season, and that's from Blue Moo 17, and he or she asks, at what stage in the brewing process are fruit flavors such as grapefruit added to craft beer?
Is that a question from season 1?
It's a when are fruit flies added to beer? Season 1, episode 2. Check it out.
Episode 3, 4, and episode 5.
Right. Fruit flavors such as grapefruit. So when are fruit flavors such as grapefruit added to craft beers? And that ties in with Michael Fisher, who asks, what part of the brewing process do you think is the most important? So quickly, yeah, you spoiled my joke, dude. So
it's the only part we're involved in.
Got that right. So from what I know, I think the fruit and any other flavoring is added alongside the hops to the boil before it's been cooled down and fermented with the yeast. Yeah, and my personal favorite part of the brewing process, as you said, is the drinking. I mean, come on, seriously. Trick question. Next up, we have Emma Cole 64, who says, at Bearded Fell Runner, one for you, this one, kiss. And Bearded Fell Runner replies back, the guy with hearts in his eyes, what can I do to get at Emma Cole 64 drink beer? 2 pints, 1 pint, and then a guy. Is that guy picking his nose?
Don't read into the emojis, Tom.
Okay. So yeah, well, it's a slow process sometimes, right, Stu? I mean, I know for me it wasn't love at first sight with beer. It was kind of the same for you, you know. But what I can suggest is trying different types of beer from different countries, because it sometimes seems that the variety of beer is endless, you know, and that's what keeps this show alive, and me and Stu to some extent. I mean, definitely keeps us happy, maybe semi-alive in our case, but yes, I'm certain, especially with how huge craft beer has become the last few years and how limitless its flavors seem to be, you'll definitely find something you really like, you know. So don't be scared. Come on in. The water's fine, although it seems to be a bit warmer than usual. I knew we should have just stuck with the one beer. Oh,
Thomas.
And then last but not least, we have another straggler from last season. Sorry. And that's from Tangled CMB, who says, my husband and I are massive fans of craft beer. We enjoy visiting breweries around the UK, joining in the tasting sessions at the end of the tour, and happily giving our feedback with other tour members. What has been your most enjoyable brewery tour? Our favourite is Hook Norton Brewery in Oxfordshire, one of the finest Victorian tower brewers in the country. Jeez, okay. Shout out to them. So, Stu, I'm going to hand this over to you, as I've got a lot of beer to drink, and you've got a bit more experience than me in this field.
Sure. I've only been on one brewery tour, and it was one I organised for my cousin's stag do. It was me and a couple of his mates. Oh, sorry, this old hen's coming back on me. And it was
definitely shouldn't have given her your number, honestly, dude. Stop.
So it was the Edinburgh Beer Factory, the facility, but they're called I think it's based on an artist. It was Pelosi. So it's like a Pelosi lager, and all their artwork for like the cans is inspired by.
Stu, you're spoiling what we're covering next week. Just let you know. Spoilers.
Or secret hint. Wait, well, that's a spoiler. Anyway, so yeah, I went there, and it was decent. I think it was something about like £15, and it started with like a PowerPoint presentation, and you're like, oh no, but say that it started with a free pint, so you got to nurse the free pint as you watched the PowerPoint presentation.
Exceptional.
And then you got the tour of the brewing facility. You got to see all the big metal cylinders, all these things I wish I know about, but I don't. But we got to see like the brewing process, and then you were all given like little cups, and you got to go get a
You had
sample.
to produce a sample. Oh,
no, thankfully they produced samples of the beer.
Okay.
And it was like a little bit, and it was just pass your cup over. You got maybe like a third measure, like a third of a pint, and just that's nice. Then you go to the next one, and it said, right, okay, this one will be like a wheat beer, and they talk about the difference, what you would expect, the taste, the aroma. Get a wee sample of that, and I felt like it was like 5 or 6 samples. They were just like, come on, try this one, try that one, and you're just like, this tour is brilliant and informative, but I'm dying for a piss. Oh, like keep your composure. No one else seems to be really needing a pee. Just keep it. And it just like I'm sorry that you're doing a great job, but I need a pee. And as soon as I said, 3 other folk were like, aye, yeah, sorry, we'll go too.
Yeah, you're a brave man for stepping up, Stu. Good call, man. Good call.
It's that, or like I'm just gonna piss myself. This is not the look I want at the beginning of the stag do, let alone the end.
Yeah, going early, dude.
And
Going early.
And yeah, at the end of it, you got another free pint. You got to go have anything on that they had on tap. Like you're allowed to redeem one free drink, and then you're like £5 voucher for the gift shop.
That's pretty good. Did you get yourself some merch?
I bought, I think, 4 or 5 more beers. And it was just like, I'll take these home and try them. So I think, for what I remember, there was a one called Futurism, which was like their modern brown ale.
Okay. How was that?
I don't think I liked it, but I wasn't that well experienced with, like, I hadn't tried Newcastle Brown at that stage, and other beers. It was like Mans as well, and
what makes it modern?
not too sure.
Not too
It
sure.
probably would have had something on the label, I'd imagine, but so that's the only one I've been to, but I've got like a wee bucket list of ones I'd like to go to.
Yeah.
I just noticed St Andrews Brewery do tours on Friday and Saturday nights.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It was I think £15 a person. This was like Christmas ideas. They were advertising. £15 gift voucher gives you like a 1-hour tour of the brewery and the chance to have 3 1/3 pint samples, tastes, and get to see the whole process.
Yeah.
But they did mention if you were doing the brewery tour and you're driving, you'll be given 3 bottles away with you.
That's awesome.
And my wife is coming around, like, she doesn't drink beer, but whenever I have like a bottle of craft beer and it's a little bit different, I always pour her like a measure of, like, here, try this.
That's sweet of you, dude.
And just like, what do you think? Or like, have a sniff of this double joker, and then I'm promptly told to fuck off. Like that. She was offended by the smell of the double joker. And I was like, that was the good one. She was not pleased when I just like sniffed this bottle.
She should feel honoured to be a part of the podcasting process. I think personally too.
And when I mentioned to her about like the St Andrews Brewery, she was like, I'd go there with you and like try the beer. And I thought, well, that's perfect because I could go drive there and come away with 3 bottles of beer.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's
So it was
awesome.
like everybody wins. I get to take in the experience. She could come along. Like we could just be adults. We don't need to be parents that night. Go try some beers, get beers to bring them home, and it's just another wee thing we've done together. But between St Andrews Brewery, there's another brewer in Edinburgh, Cold Town Beer. I do tours of their facilities,
More
but
spoilers.
they don't need to know. It's only being spoiled that you're bringing it to their attention, Tom. They do tours of their facility, but I tried through the summer. I really wanted to go through on my birthday, but they never responded to the inquiry email I sent.
What?
Yeah, it was like, it said email with interest. So I emailed, answered all the questions, and they just never answered. And I was like,
Oh, that's a shame.
yeah, it is a shame. It is. I think it was like £30 a person at that point, but you're going to Edinburgh, so
Yeah, of course, of course.
but
So you've had fairly decent experiences then with
so
the
yeah,
brewery
I've
tours.
had the one, but I've like there was one before the pandemic. Then
Mm.
everything closed. Like with us doing this podcast, if there were opportunities, I would have took them.
Mm.
But obviously things are easing off now, so breweries are starting to do tours again. So I'm looking to go to do more brewery tours.
Me too,
But
but yeah.
that's the thing. Like you have to drive to get there, but then you won't be able to drive home.
Yeah, you definitely need to take someone who's willing to drive you back after you've
Yeah.
partaken in too many samples. But
That,
yeah, I think as everything's getting back to normal, there should be more opportunities opening up
aye.
um, for
But
us to partake in.
obviously one big one. I think would always be a cool one to do is going to like the Guinness factory. Like,
Ah, just about to mention that one, buddy. Yeah,
sorry.
definitely. No, that's
But
okay, man. That's definitely one on my list too. Yeah.
I'm sure YouTube. Well, sorry, Guinness is channel on YouTube done like a VR brewery tour.
Ah, I did
So
not know that.
it's more or less it is like a 1 hour video of you being walked through the brewery and I guess them explaining the processes to you. I've had it
Brilliant.
saved on my YouTube to like watch later list for ages and ages. And it's like it's in 4K fucking high definition. And it's like, fuck it, maybe I will just sit for an hour and watch this. But it's just like you want to be there, you want to hear it, you want to smell it,
Yeah,
you want
it's true, man. It's true. It's true. You're gonna
watch the
do it.
videos, know enough.
Oh, it's not, man. It's not. You're gonna do it, but without all the free samples, without the smell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that it's not gonna be. I don't know. I don't think it'd be enough. I don't think you'd be able to recreate kind of well the
Hmm.
experience. But it's one that a lot of people I know have done and reported back that it's awesome. So yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
on my list too. But yeah, one I've always wanted to do is Banks's Park Brewery, as it's only a town over in Wolverhampton, and I'm a
Hmm.
huge fan. But not been able to do it just yet, and sadly, it's still closed due to COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
But I don't know, when that's going to change. I'm hoping soon, so I can do it. Because that's one that I've wanted to do for a very long time. But as we were saying, I think with the ever changing restrictions, at the moment it seems to be quite normalized and kind of back to how it used to be. So hopefully these opportunities will pop up for us, and
Hmm.
we'll be first to report about them right here on the Logger Log. So, well, yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you for your questions. I'm going to shout you all out. Baver Pollard, the Baver Pollard, Blue Moo 17, Michael Fischer, Emma Kaleman 64,
You deliberately
Bearded,
getting names fucking wrong, aren't you?
bearded fowl. No, bearded.
It's just
fowl.
like
What
a
makes you say
secret,
that?
ongoing gag where you
But
cannot pronounce normal names.
birded fell runner, tangled Kim, and yeah, we thank you for your questions, and in particular those specific guys I mentioned who have been waiting patiently for us to get to their questions from last season. Sorry, people, it's life in the fast lane over at Logs HQ, and sometimes we simply just run out of time. Us being the international, world-renowned podcast juggernaut that we are, and Dirty Stew, don't fret. You're a little late to the party, but we answer your questions in an upcoming special, so stay tuned for that. Stu, what's your thoughts, bud? How does it compare to
It's
the classic
definitely.
Old Speckled?
I can't remember. Old Speckled's a faint memory at this
Yeah, I
point
suppose,
in time, but
I suppose you're right.
this has actually been a nice surprise. For oak-aged vintage, dark and malty beer, I was kind of thinking this is going to be a lot more bitter, but it's come off surprisingly lighter and it's almost sweeter. I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it says like toffee malt combined with dried fruit, and you actually taste it.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit more. Yeah, definitely that. A bit more kind of appley, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, and it's a bit more crisper. I think. I don't know whether there's that much difference between this and Old Speckled, aside from the alcohol content, but I still think it's really good. It's just not as it's not as heavy as a lot of the other English strong ales that I've sampled, but it's going down well. And yeah, it's got a very nice very nice kind of like, it's a little bit of smoothness there. It's not
Yeah, it's a smooth
it's
drink.
drinkable. It's very drinkable despite the kind of alcoholic content. So yeah, thumbs up from the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I've had enough. My brain has been overworked. My words have been all used up, and my meager intelligence is starting to leak from my ears. Women will be mad, but Mensa are going to be furious. It's at the Logalogs for all your social media needs. We got it all. Pictures, text. We have numbers. We have letters. It's a pretty cerebral and peculiar combination over there, but I'm sure you'll wrap your head around it eventually. But above all else, we have a great community, and we want you, yes, you at the back. No, not you, the other guy. Yes, you. We want you to come and join the party, so make sure you do. Next week, Stu hinted at it. Well, Stu spoiled it. We got another Mighty Malt matchup as we're covering Edinburgh Beer Factory's Paolozzi Helles Lager, maybe. And Cold Town Beer's Proud as Helles Lager. Is it Scottish? Is it German? Is it Italian? I don't know, and I don't care, because as a wise man once said, it ain't where you vom, it's where you shat. And you would know about that. I think that's how it goes anyway. I don't know. Thanks for joining us this week, guys. Tune in next episode for our last episode of the season. It's going to be another heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, emotional roller coaster of a finale filled to the brim with sorrow and despair. Or we might just get pissed again. Bon voyage, booze hounds! Say goodbye, Stu.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Look at those bingo wings go, dude. Check it out. Check it out. Go check it out.
Look at them disappear.